Have you ever paused, even for a moment, to consider the raw materials, the fundamental building blocks that quietly, almost invisibly, power our modern world? The cogs and wheels that keep everything turning? Not the usual suspects like oil, the lifeblood of transportation, or gold, the symbol of wealth and security, but the unassuming metal, the workhorse of industry, the one that forms your kitchen sink, enduring daily use, or the battery, the silent energy source, powering your phone, connecting you to the world. Most of us completely overlook these essential resources. These gifts from the earth, they just seem to magically exist, readily available, endlessly supplied. But what if, just imagine for a moment, a single country's firm grip, their dominant control on a seemingly insignificant shiny metal, a common element, could quietly, subtly shape the fate of a global superpower, the trajectory of an entire nation. Enter the Philippines, a nation of islands, China, a manufacturing behemoth, and the unassuming metal nickel. Nickel isn't a celebrity metal. It doesn't grab headlines like oil, the king of energy, or silicon, the heart of technology, but it's the essential backbone, the unseen support of modern industry, the silent enabler of progress. What if the Philippines, a key player, a top nickel supplier to the world, suddenly, unexpectedly stopped selling to China? What would happen then? Stainless steel prices, a key industrial material, would spike dramatically, soaring upwards, but the consequences, the real impact, go much deeper, resonating far beyond the surface. Could it disrupt, fundamentally alter, the global push, the collective effort for green energy, the transition to a cleaner future, redraw alliances, reshape international relationships, affect the price, the affordability of your next car, the vehicle you drive every day? This is a story, a narrative about power, influence, vulnerability, fragility, and the hidden gears, the intricate mechanisms of global supply chains, the arteries of commerce. Decisions made in Manila, policies enacted, could send shockwaves, reverberating impacts through Chinese factories across production lines and corporate boardrooms, influencing strategic decisions. The relationship seems deceptively simple. A basic exchange, one country digs, extracts, another buys, consumes. But beneath that surface, hidden from view, is a fragile dependency, a delicate balance. So what's the single, the most critical, biggest Chinese industry, the largest sector that would grind to a halt, completely shut down without Philippine nickel? What relies most heavily on this supply? The answer may genuinely surprise you. It's not what you might expect. Let's dig in, explore the details, and uncover the truth. The Philippines isn't just a postcard-perfect destination, a tropical paradise with stunning beaches and crystal-clear waters. It holds a secret beneath its beauty. It's also a mining powerhouse, a key player in the global resource game. Beneath its lush islands and vibrant culture lies a geological story waiting to be unearthed. A treasure trove of minerals, a wealth of resources hidden deep within the earth, especially nickel, a metal crucial to modern industry. Sitting on the Ring of Fire, a region known for intense seismic and volcanic activity, the Philippines has been blessed with vast laterite ore deposits, a type of soil rich in nickel, formed over millennia by tropical weathering. These deposits are lower grade compared to sulfide ores, but they are incredibly abundant, spread across numerous islands. For years, this vast resource of ore, sitting right at the surface, was largely overlooked, considered too difficult and costly to process efficiently. Then China cracked the code, developing a process turning this once ignored ore into nickel pig iron, a low-grade ferronickel alloy, or NPI as it's commonly known, which became the secret sauce for producing cheap stainless steel on a massive scale. Suddenly, Philippine nickel became incredibly essential to fueling China's unprecedented industrial boom and infrastructure development. The partnership was seemingly perfect. The Philippines got a steady stream of revenue, boosting its economy, while China got a cheap and reliable supply of a critical raw material. Short shipping routes between the two countries kept transportation costs low, further sweetening the deal. But this seemingly ideal arrangement created a risky dependency for China. China now sources up to a staggering 80% of its nickel ore directly from the Philippines. It's like living on one single food source, incredibly efficient while it lasts, but potentially dangerous if that supply suddenly stops. The entire system from mining to manufacturing assumes that the tap will never ever turn off. But what if it does? What happens then? The stakes are far higher and the potential consequences far-reaching than most people realize. Let's delve deeper and see why this dependency is so critical and what could happen if the flow of nickel were to be disrupted. China's economic miracle. It's a story of unprecedented growth, transforming a nation and reshaping the global economic landscape, is fundamentally built on stainless steel. This versatile alloy is the backbone of much of China's industrial output. It's used in everything from towering skyscrapers that define modern cityscapes to the ubiquitous kitchen appliances found in homes around the world. To fuel this demand, China produces over half the world's stainless steel, a staggering figure that highlights its dominance in global manufacturing. This massive output relies heavily on a steady supply of stainless steel. And crucial to stainless steel production is nickel. Nickel is the key ingredient, providing the corrosion resistance that defines stainless steel. The cheapest way to get this essential nickel is through nickel pig iron, or NPI, derived from Philippine ore. This access to affordable nickel has allowed China to aggressively undercut global competitors in the steel market and ultimately dominate the market, securing its position as the world's leading steel producer. But what happens if Philippine nickel, the lifeblood of this industry, suddenly stops flowing? The entire NPI industry, so crucial to China's steel production, would grind to a halt, impacting countless businesses and workers. Prices for stainless steel would soar, creating economic instability. Steel factories would slow or shut down, unable to compete with rising material costs. And Chinese steel, once the undisputed leader, would quickly lose its competitive edge in the global market. Rivals like India and Indonesia, eager to seize an opportunity, would pounce aggressively, expanding their own production and influence, capturing significant market share and reshaping the global steel industry. The ripple effect would hit construction projects, home appliances, and so much more, raising costs for consumers and businesses alike, and stalling critical infrastructure projects across the country. The first domino falls, setting off a chain reaction with far-reaching consequences, threatening the very foundation of China's industrial base and its global economic standing. It's not just a theoretical scenario. This is a real and present danger. This disruption would shake the entire Chinese economy, impacting everything from manufacturing to consumer spending. The dependency on Philippine nickel is undeniably real, and the risk of supply disruption is immediate and significant. So, what about China's ambitious high-tech aspirations, its plans for technological dominance? That's what we'll explore next. Beyond steel, China's electric vehicle industry is booming, powered by batteries that need nickel. As China pushes for global EV dominance, battery-grade nickel demand is exploding. If Philippine nickel for steel dries up, steel makers compete for higher-grade nickel, driving up prices for batteries too. Suddenly EVs get more expensive, threatening China's green ambitions and global market share. The squeeze could slow the entire green transition. The dependency on Philippine nickel isn't just about old industries, it's about the future. The shockwaves would be felt worldwide. A Philippine nickel ban wouldn't just hit China, it would ripple across global manufacturing. China is the world's factory assembling everything from iPhones to cars, many with Chinese stainless steel parts. If steel prices jump, companies like Apple and Volkswagen face tough choices: absorb costs or pass them to you. Your next phone or car could get pricier, all because of a mining decision in Manila. This challenges the logic of produce in China to keep costs low. Companies may rush to diversify supply chains, accelerating the shift to Vietnam, India, or Mexico. Shipping and logistics would be thrown into chaos as supply routes scramble. The disruption wouldn't be neat, it would be a messy global cascade. A single point of failure can threaten the whole system, and nickel is that point. Nickel isn't just an economic issue, it's a geopolitical weapon. The Philippines and China are locked in disputes over the South China Sea. While the Philippines can't match China militarily, it holds a powerful card nickel. Even the threat of a ban shifts diplomatic dynamics. drawing in the US and its allies. Washington could offer Manila incentives to align resource policy with its own interests, complicating things for Beijing. For China, this is a nightmare, a smaller nation holding sway over a critical industry. Retaliation risks pushing the Philippines closer to the US nickel becomes a chess piece in a high-stakes game. The outcome? Uncertain, but the leverage is real. Nickel is now part of Asia's great power competition. China has seen this play out before with Indonesia. In 2020, Indonesia banned raw nickel ore exports, forcing Chinese companies to build smelters locally. Prices spiked, and China lost control over the supply chain. The move worked. Indonesia climbed the value chain, and China paid more for processed nickel. The Philippines is watching closely, with lawmakers pushing for similar export bans or taxes. Resource nationalism is rising. If the Philippines follows Indonesia, China loses both cheap sources of laterite ore. It would be left dependent on pricier, processed nickel from Indonesia. That's a dependency Beijing dreads. The lesson? Export bans aren't fantasy, they're powerful and they work. China is on notice. China is scrambling to secure its nickel supply. It's investing in mines in Africa and South America, but new projects take years. Technological fixes like nickel-free batteries are promising, but not ready for high-performance EVs. Recycling is growing but can't yet meet demand. All these efforts require time and massive investment. For now, China remains vulnerable to Southeast Asian nickel. The clock is ticking. Can China build alternatives before the Philippines changes the rules? The race is on, but the dependency remains. The next 5 to 10 years are critical. The world is watching. So what's the biggest Chinese industry at risk? It's not just EVs, it's property and construction. This sector devours stainless steel and is already in crisis. A nickel ban would send construction costs soaring, delay projects and trigger job losses. The shock could spill into China's banking system, threatening economic stability. The Philippines holds a key not just to nickel, but to China's financial health. Even the possibility of a ban forces China to tread carefully. It's a case study in how control over a single resource can shift global power. The fate of the world's second-largest economy may hinge on Philippine soil. In our interconnected world, power hides in unexpected places. Subscribe for more and keep wondering. Don't miss out on future explorations and discoveries. Hit subscribe and ring the bell to stay updated with our new content. Your journey of wonder continues with every video. Stay connected and engaged on social media. Continue the conversation, follow us. Thank you for being a part of the Have You Ever Wondered community. Keep wondering, keep discovering. Until next time.